What's up, guys? So let's talk about effective reps. I'm doing an EMOM here, 60 pounds, weighted pull-ups, doubles. I did 10 total sets, and I think on my last set I did a triple, so 21 total reps. My goals right now are non-existent. I go to the gym to have fun, get a good session in, and be well-rounded at the moment. Strength, hypertrophy, conditioning, power, speed. Certainly not optimal for any one of those, but working every one of those in some capacity. And I'm okay with that. Just kind of keeping them all, slightly above baseline, not necessarily peaking any one of them. But with EMOMs, you can kind of check more than one box. And again, not super optimal, bro, for any particular box, but strength, hypertrophy, and conditioning can all be there. And the main thing is the effective reps, in my opinion. Like what I'm doing here, 21 total reps with 60 pounds plus my body weight. I was 229 this morning, so 289, I guess. Yeah, math is hard. 289 pounds total, if that's what you guys. I just track the weight that's on me. I really don't care about my body weight, but I know you guys would ask. So, with 60 pounds weighted, I don't know. I could do 5 reps in one set, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. I really have to see. I wouldn't see myself getting more than 6 reps with 60 pounds. So, and it might only be 5. So, starting just my very first set of 2, I'm at best 4 reps shy of failure at my first set of 2. You'll see as the sets go on, especially coming, like set 3, set 4, it starts to get really sticky. There's some slowdown, and it's a struggle to get the reps done. So we're getting into effective rep territory early. And whereas if you did something like a set of 21 pull-ups, for example, or if you broke it down to, if you're just doing 20 to keep it a round number, did 2 sets of 10, you're not getting effective reps until, rep 7, 8, 9, 10, when you're getting that, 2 RIR, 3 RIR zone, where the reps are quote unquote effective for hypertrophy, bro. Doing something like an EMOM, or cluster set, or limiting your rest periods, you can get more totally effective reps. So out of the 21 reps I did, probably at minimum 12 of them were effective reps, if you want to call them that. Again, that proximity to failure reps for growth, and you can still use a relatively heavier weight. Like if I was gonna do sets of 5, like 4 sets of 5, I would have had to use slightly less weight. There's no way. I don't think I could have done 4 sets of 5. Maybe with 5 minutes rest or something. Maybe I could have done 4 sets of 5, and still, maybe got 8 to 10 effective reps, maybe. And then again, if you were to do a couple sets of 10 or something like that to get the same 20 reps, obviously there would be much less effective reps, because you're doing a set of 10. You might get 2 or 3 effective reps, maybe 3 if you're going to absolute failure on those sets of 10. But if you're going to do 2 sets of 10 at a set weight, that first set of 10 is probably not to absolute failure, unless you're GBS. But yeah, and so you're still getting the strength component as well, because you're using a heavier weight. You're getting that hypertrophy component because you're getting effective reps that are in close proximity to failure. And then the conditioning, speaks for itself with the limited rest periods, doing something like an EMOM. And that's something with this in particular, if you wanted to kind of build out the hypertrophy, you could certainly work on increasing the volume, be that adding an extra rep per set or being that adding extra sets. If you wanted to increase the conditioning, obviously, again, you would extra sets or go from an EMOM to lowering the rest time to, doing it every 45 seconds, which there's not a abbreviation for that, but something like that. And then, of course, if strength is the goal, you could obviously look to increase the weight. And then you could also taper it down to where you get more rest, and then it wouldn't be an EMOM anymore. But there's a lot of ways you could go from there. But I think what I'm trying to say is with the EMOM, it kind of ticks all three of those boxes and can give you a solid foundation. And it's something like, if you're like me, where I'm at right now with my training, and I'm just trying to have fun, and I'm not worried about hyper optimizing a particular skill set. It can check off multiple boxes at once, and be that jack of all trades for you. So something to look into, and I will say too, again, this is not optimal for either of those things, any one of them. I know with the effective reps, the reps in reserve, you could, take 98 or 99% of your 1 rep max and hit it for one and be like, oh, I didn't have any more in the tank. I could only do it for 1 rep. And, I was right at failure. And that's kind of not really logistical, or logical, not logistical. What the fuck? But then my man, Basement Brandon, he has a good analogy about taking steps. And it's where, if you are that, 1 rep away from failure, but you're doing sets of a 4 or 5, you're taking bigger steps than if you were doing sets of 12 or 15, where you're taking smaller steps. So if you're 1 step away from failure with a set of 15, you're closer to failure than if you're 1 step away from failure with a set of 5 or something like that. And I kind of like that analogy. It might be bro science. It's very bro logic, boy math, if you will. But I like that. But you could also look at this as like 1 big set of 20, just with little bits of rest in between. If you don't want to look at it as like 10 sets of 2, even though it is 10 sets of 2, but the rest is so limited. What do you want to call it? I think I was getting, I don't know, like, I'd do my set. I'd probably get 40 to 45 seconds of rest between doubles doing the EMOMs. But anyway, long-winded there. I'm going to end it. Effective reps, you can get a lot of them with EMOMs. You can use a relatively heavy weight with EMOMs, and the conditioning aspect also speaks for itself. So hypertrophy, conditioning, strength, they're all in there. It's not optimal for any one of them, but it is very good for all of them. Do not let perfection get in the way of very good. Peace.